Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you how I did my green lantern effect in Davinci Resolve. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your footage in your timeline, which we already have. You're going to want to cut your timeline in where you need to be. So for this bit, I have my hand opening up to hold the construct. So we're just going to hit B, slice it, and slice at the end where I disappear, right? Make sure we select this clip here, and we're gonna want to open it in Fusion. Now that we're here, we see our media in and our media out. Media in is our original footage. Media out is going to be what's displayed over here. That's what we see in the final effect. Now, we do need to import a specific asset, which I already have here, which is our construct. Now, if we just plug this over into our background, it's just going to sit on top like that. That's not what we want to do. We will be getting to that eventually, but we don't want to be doing that right now. So we're going to click our construct. We're going to click 1 so we can see it in the preview over here. We can get rid of the media pool over there. So we can see everything that we're doing on this. The first thing that I did when I did this was I put in 2 soft glow nodes. So we're going to hit Shift Space and we're going to put in soft glow or S glow. We're going to add that once and we're going to add one twice. All right, so in our first soft glow, what we're going to do is we're going to mess around with the threshold and the gain. We don't want something too bright. We just want it to be bright enough to get that nice little glow. In the second soft glow, press 1 to bring that into the viewer. We're going to mess around with it again. This way, when it layers over top, we can still have the details of the first one and mess around with the glow size of the second one, like that. Right now, my values are 0.079 for gain and 669 for glow size. After that, we're going to want to put a color corrector node. So Shift Space again, type in CC for color corrector. In the color corrector node, we're going to want to move it over to the green side. Press 1 to bring that to our viewer. At this point, you can kind of turn the construct to whatever color you want. We're going to make it a nice green there, a nice bright green to match the lantern effect. After that, we're going to add a tracker. So search for a tracker node, add that in, but we're not going to be connecting this quite yet. What we want to do is we want to put this in this timeline, and we want to track, starting from right about here, our hand movements. You don't have to do this, but it does kind of help make it look a bit more native. Now, from here, we're going to set the operation from none to match move, and we're going to disconnect it. Now that it's disconnected, we're going to plug our color corrector right into that, but we're not connecting the tracker to this yet. Sorry, color corrector goes in green. We're not plugging it into the background quite yet because there's still something we need to do. But in order for the tracker to have information to track against, we are going to need to bring in a background node. Now make sure that the background node has nothing showing. So if we swap that to 1, there shouldn't be anything in the background. If we merge this over, all we're seeing is that. So we want to make sure that the background is blank. Bring down the alpha completely. Now, if we merge this over, you can see it's just floating there. But there's still stuff that we have to do between the tracker node and the merge node here. And that is going to be an erode dilate node. So Shift Space, erode dilate. Make sure that your merge is not selected. So we're just going to separate that by hitting Shift and dragging it out of the line. And then we can do the same, hit Shift and drag it into the line in between these two. This gives us the ability, I believe when I did it, I did circle, but you can do box as well. The other two kind of look a little strange. You want to go into your timeline. Oh, I just realized. As you can see, it's tracking a little strangely. It's not sitting in the hand. There's a way to fix this. An easy way to fix this. So between the tracker and the erode dilate, you want to bring in a transform node. The transform node will allow you to change where it all is. So now you see it is actively tracking. So now with the erode dilate node, you want to mess around and find what aspect you need to make this disappear, because at the beginning of the footage, it's not going to be there. So I think a negative 0.04, and then you want to mess around with the values. That's a good starting point. Then you want to mess around with the values to figure out where it disappears completely. Your asset will be different than mine. It'll be a little different. So we're just going to mess around with that a little bit. So for mine, it is negative 0.0123. So we are going to keyframe it. Now you might notice that there's a green tint all through where it all is. We're going to fix that soon. That has to do with the merge node. But so we're going to start another keyframe right after it focuses. We're going to keyframe it to where it is currently. As you can see, there's a little keyframe thing right there, a keyframe tick. And we're going to keyframe it again to disappear right around here. And this is the range in which we're working with for the thing to appear. So let's move it a few frames in. So I think that's good enough. And we're just going to hit this little circle here to bring it back to fully visible. And it automatically keyframes for us. And then we're going to count 8 back from this one, and we're going to keyframe here. And now what we're looking at is we have this nice little animation of it appearing, tracking, disappearing, and then the hand closes. You can add another aerodilate to make it look a little smoother, but like I said, you notice this is a problem here. Let me also do this, so when it comes in, it's facing the right way. So, the problem of the glowing green box here is simply due to the merge node, and it's the apply node. When I did it, I did a hard light apply, and that took care of that problem. There are multiple ways you can do it. Depending on how you apply it, it'll change the way the thing looks. If you decide you want to try a color burn, your construct will look like that, which is why I did hard light. But that is your animation right there. The flashing light was simply a flashing light. Oh, I just noticed there's a little green up there. So we might want to mess around with it a little bit. Messing with the gain will mess with that as well. But that is the general gist of how you get this effect. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.